What's up, y'all? It's Labor Day weekend, but I decided to do a little project anyway. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you know that my cornhole court, while functional, has been a little bit imbalanced. One side is my nice flat patio with a solid playing surface. Then the other side the whole time has been just my yard with some pavers in it to balance the boards out, but I've just been standing in the yard. It's gotten kind of worn down, a little bit lumpy. So for a while I've been planning on doing a little concrete slab out there to put my boards on to kind of even things up and make for a better playing surface when I'm practicing and playing out here in the yard. If any of you are DIYers, you've seen the viral trend of dry pour concrete, so I use the dry pour concrete technique to do this. I am not a handyman, so this is if I can do it, anybody can do it, very easy. So let's get straight into it.
So to start out, we've got to build our form or frame to pour the concrete powder into. I wanted to show you my very manual process. As I said, I'm not a handyman. I don't have a bunch of power tools. Using a handsaw to get this done, so you don't have to be super handy or have a big arsenal of tools to get it done. And as you can see there, it only cost about $100 total for all the things I needed and didn't already have to get this project finished. Laid the frame out on my patio, made for a hard surface to be able to screw this together with some deck screws, get it measured out to fit the piece of turf that was going to go on top. It was a little bit under 5x7. There you have it. Now just move the frame over to the area where I'm going to place it. I used the pavers that I had the boards on before as kind of a guide to keep it centered on the patio where I wanted to come off. Keep it centered on the patio and then center up my frame to where I wanted to dig out the grass from that area. I had already pre-measured to a spot on the ground and kind of dug out a little trench there where I wanted the front edge of the board to be from my 27 feet board to board. Just double checking all my measurements, making sure I was centered up before proceeding on with the next step of digging out that grass out of the inside of the form there. This is where I ran into my first hiccup. Not even hiccup, just hard spot. Literally. This ground, I'm in Arkansas, northwest Arkansas. Our ground is rocks and clay. And I couldn't get this spade to go into the ground. I'm 6'3", 240, and it wouldn't hardly move. So this turned into quite the process. I finished that hole up the best I could in the evening, dug all that grass out of there the best I could. Came back the next morning, Saturday morning, and put the frame back on. I had it laying on the patio rather than in the grass because if you leave that thing in the grass overnight, leave wood in the grass, that morning dew, the water can warp those boards. So put the frame back down, checked it level in several spots, made sure it was shimmed right. Then it was just time to get the concrete. Like I said at the beginning, I used 14 bags of Sackcrete. This is Lowe's version of Quickcrete. From the videos I watched on YouTube, it's all about the same. Now it's just a matter of busting the bags open and filling up my form, getting it smoothed off or screeded. Is it a T or a D at the end of that? I always can't really understand what they're saying on those videos. I think it's a D. But I'm just using my shovel to level out the concrete. So grab an additional 2x4. It's a 2x4x8. You want to have your concrete piled up higher than your form. Then you just pull that 2x4 as a way to smooth the top. And then you're going to screed back and forth with it in a sawing motion to push the rocks down and leave a smooth powdered finish on top. And there you can kind of see what that looks like. And you just keep going back and forth over that and work the voids out. You can just take a little hand shovel or just grab a handful and throw it into the little holes that develop there and then screed back and forth over the top to make sure that it looks smooth. And as you can see, I'm wearing a mask there. You don't want to get that concrete powder and inhale that down into your lungs. So you can just work this back and forth until you're satisfied with how the top looks. There you go. Once I went over it for the first pass, looks pretty good. I decided to go back and fix a few little problem areas. But then right here, my camera falls. The next steps were finishing up with a concrete edger and paint roller, but my camera fell. So I took these clips from Cajun Country Living. I'm going to link their video, the inspiration for mine to begin with. You finish with a concrete edger and a paint roller to give your pad a nice finish. Once you've got that final touchdown with the paint roller, you put your hose on the mist setting and just mist the top until the color turns dark. You do this once every hour for 2 hours. I think I did it 3 hours because I was kind of worried about it. So I did it 3 times, once an hour. And after it gets a little crust on top, you go to the shower setting and do that once an hour, 3 times. Then you let that sit overnight to dry up. Came back the next day to check it. I actually gave this 36 hours to cure or harden before I started trying to take the forms off. But it looked good. Stood on it, seemed firm, so I decided to take the deck screws out, pull the forms off, and see what we had. And there you go. It's starting to look good. The edges look smooth. Forms are coming off. They're not sticking or anything. There's some kind of rough, crumbly stuff around the corners, but that came off when I hit it with a broom. And there we go. My cornhole launch pad. All that was left to do were some finishing touches and clean it up a little bit, throw my turf on top, and then it was time to start playing some cornhole.
So there you have it, guys. Project done. What do you think? I want to add some more things. Lights, maybe some drink holders, scoreboards, I don't know. Whatever you think I should add, please put that in the comments, and I'll look at getting some of that stuff too to add to the court. But real happy with how it came out. If you're looking for an easy way to give yourself a solid surface to play on, think about doing a dry pour concrete project. Really easy. As always, appreciate y'all for watching.